What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. America's growing, the world's growing, fastest growing podcast in the universe. And today I'm excited, as always, but I'm even more excited because we have company. We have a guest. We have one of the hosts of the Open Floor podcast, entrepreneur. I would like to call her a personal trainer. Personal trainer. You know, and a mogul.
Ooh.
Talk heavy.
Yeah, she said do what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
you feel
I like
me?
that.
Mogul, you know what I mean? Millionaire in the making.
Period. I like that.
Ayana Yan 3, don't know her last name. Welcome to the
Clap it up
platform.
for that. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, so we got Yan, got my guy Q, as always.
I
You
wish
know,
I would have had an intro like that, but it was pretty short after that.
my
Glad to
guy
be here.
Q, formerly just became unemployed.
Yeah, not formally, still currently.
Still currently unemployed. Well, I was saying speaking into the future.
Yeah, fair.
You know,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
no, I'm welcoming my guy Q to entrepreneurship. Let's clap it up for Q.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
He's an
absolutely.
entrepreneur, you know what I mean? So big shout out to Q. We'll talk about that today. But before we get into it, I guess before I ask you about your week, it's only right. Ladies first. How was your week, yeah?
Life be lifing.
Mm-hmm.
I survived.
Okay.
So-
She here. She showed up.
That's the best way I could put it.
All right. And can't take that away from that, Q. You know, what's new? Let's talk.
Yeah, for the most part, I would say my week in Fairy has been cool. Like, you know, I feel we are in a good stride. I feel most of my current thoughts are about the show and where we're going. You know, we think about this last quarter of the year, things we got planned for, like, you know, upcoming shows, upcoming events coming up, stuff like that,
Live.
traveling, shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to our continuing focus
Facts.
and momentum into this. You know,
Yeah.
our views and clips and social media, YouTube have been going up every episode, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to continued growth and our
for sure.
continued focus.
Super grateful for that. Super grateful for all y'all support. I know we do it at the end of the episode, but I'm definitely super grateful for that. And to expand on what you were just saying about just the direction, definitely happy and looking forward to developing like a program as we often talk about. And we have one, but I just feel like, you know, a lot of the transitions we were just going through, I felt like created threw the rhythm off. So it's like just getting that rhythm back. And that's normal for anybody out there. Like as you go through transitions, you got to readjust. Don't expect life to be linear because it's not. So, you know, we just had some transitions both in our personal lives that now we are now, I ain't gonna call it course correcting, but just recentering ourselves,
For sure.
you know, with the show and with the production. So big shout out to us. My week was good, to keep it short. And let's talk. So we got a guest. So I think it's only right and suitable to ask, you know, a little bit about yourself. You know, so for our audience who don't know, just like talk to us. Tell us about yourself.
Ooh, that's a loaded question. But I'm a fitness coach, a hairstylist, about to be retired.
Sick of these bitches. I can't say
No,
the
for
word.
sure. I'm glad you said it and I didn't have to. Thank you so much. You look at y'all. Y'all just
What did you
keep
say? I
talking.
missed it.
I was I'm sick of these bees.
Oh,
I had to stop myself.
No, you said it.
I stopped.
Oh, you violated.
I stopped.
He said it.
Run the tape.
Run the tape. There's a penalty for that. I'm getting a pack of candy today.
So, hairstylist, and newly podcast host.
Yeah, shout out. So like what created that? Like what made y'all say? Because I know a lot of people are apprehensive and afraid to share their thoughts and perspectives with the world.
So
Also, you said you were shy, but you also you talk a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You thought you believed her when she said that?
I'm talking. She said.
nobody believes it.
I don't
I am
believe her.
shy.
It took me every bit of 3 seconds to realize she wasn't shy.
I am shy.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, Miss Shyness.
Yeah, Jesus.
Her shy self.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
scared.
Tell us
my
a little bit.
goodness.
Tell us about how the podcast came about.
So I technically had a podcast prior to this one, like 5 years ago, with my ex-best friend. We had one episode. It was called Talking That Ish with a Twist.
Okay. Almost had an ex-best friend because of this episode, but we're talking. So you were running through the best friend. So everything is you.
Her decision making in this kind of.
She might be the problem. No,
Wait a minute
no.
All right. Anyway,
Also, one episode.
she quit.
After one?
Yeah.
The Talking That Ish with a Twist was one episode?
Yeah.
You didn't have a podcast. That was a pilot.
He said
Okay,
it.
a
He
podcast
said it.
attempt.
Yeah, it was a
Don't be
pilot.
talking crap.
No, that wasn't crap. That was a pilot. We want to make sure we tagline. It was a pilot. It had a pilot episode. Y'all tried
Okay,
it.
yes. I had my first
If you go on one
pilot.
date, is it a relationship? So,
Depends on who you talking to.
We locked
fair
in
for
now.
sure.
We go together.
I understand.
But this time, me and my best friend, we got the I think we have the best relationship, and we just was like, if people could hear what we talk about on this phone, they would really be like wanting to be our friends too.
We're gonna
So
call
we
her,
like,
get her on this. She gonna make her appearance.
I was about to
We
cut the
are
mic off. 'Cause I thought she
so-
had the best podcast. I was about to cut the mics, but she said friendship, so that's fair. I don't like this nigga.
you
so that's
keep
fair.
being shady.
No, I was just
Oh, you
saying.
quickly
like,
pick up on Q.
I was just
You keep
saying.
being
Cue,
shady.
ladies
He
and
was
gentlemen.
being shady when you wasn't even here.
Wow, just revealing the smut. Like I thought we had a bond.
Sorry, we're a team. We're a team.
Sag.
I'm not on nobody's side. And there you go, Sag. I gotta pick that first. What's your sign?
Cancer.
Why I'm sitting next to him?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. This is news to me.
News to
News to
me.
me.
Oh, you know what? I gotta have paperwork next time I come here because
Yo.
I don't deal with these kind of people.
Oh shit! Damn.
Isms.
Definitely a little ism, a little zodiacism.
But yeah, so we really just was having fun with it. We talked about it for like, I want to say 2 months before we even started recording. But I'm like, girl, we cannot keep writing notes about it. I went to Wallow and Gilly event, their
The
podcast.
PodCon?
And I just was taking notes. I watch David Shands a lot. Like I just be like
Doing your research.
studying. And I'm like, we cannot just keep sitting here talking about it. We gotta record.
Gotta execute.
And I'm like, all right, it gotta look a certain way. But then again, at the PodCon, I'm like, they was like, even if you just got a phone, just start recording. I
Yeah.
said, you know what, that's what we doing, and that's what we did.
So y'all use your phone?
The first episode we used our phone. The second episode
Yeah,
we had
production.
camera. Yep.
Oh, damn, that's what's up.
And shout out to her as well, because even when she, before we started, she was talking about how even when she came here, she was doing research on this show. She said she was watching episodes and that. So I guess that's
Yeah.
really
That's
part
respect to the platform.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
you should know.
And also, that's a testament to her character. Like
Yeah.
you really take your pursuits serious wherever you go
Yes.
before you get into the situation. So
I
that's
try.
interesting.
And she used her accountability card off camera, so we
For
might
sure.
not get no accountability during
One
the show.
quota for sure. Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
No, I'm joking.
Try me.
Nah, I feel like based on my understanding, you do a lot of personal development and you
Yes.
doing a lot of self work, and you know, I don't have an up close and personal view, so I don't know what the growth look like and who benefits from it. But I like to see anybody in their space because people could be adding to the bullshit in the world, and I don't see you as that. I see you more on like the growth and development and the the motivation quotes and then the personal training. That's like fitness, that's health and wellness. So I do want to commend you for that, especially because I feel like a lot of people have got lost on that. They just feel like how they are is who they are, and there's no more room for growth. And I like to commend the people that's growing.
Thank you. And I think the people who benefit the most from my growth would be my hairstylist, the clients, my fitness clients, just people who I get to give advice to.
How
Because
about to ask you that?
I
Are you
had-
your client's therapist?
I am, and more now than ever. Okay, let me talk to you. Let me tell you.
Go ahead, let it out. This is a safe space.
So listen, I did this test.
We just turned to her girlfriends, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just did this
Please,
test.
girl.
Yeah,
Please.
come on, how you doing? Tell me about it.
I text like all the people close to me, and I asked them. I said, if you guys didn't know much about me, and you just like from the outside, what would you say I was good at? I thought everybody was gonna say like hair, personal training because that's the obvious.
Right.
Everybody was saying business coach, life coach, relationship coach. I'm like, really?
I'm a
I
coach.
must be giving some good advice.
Yeah.
So that's when I really start realizing. And then when I talk to my clients, and they're like, you're really good at it. And then again with the feedback from the podcast, that's another thing that everybody kept saying. So
Yeah, I see that
I
too,
just
natural.
feel like I am in my element. Like, it makes me feel good to say how I feel, and with my growth, it just makes it 10 times better.
That's what's up. And I think that's why, like, one of the things that we do on this platform, like, when we bring our guests, it's never like platform based or none of that. It's like who we feel like is a good fit for the conversations we like to have. Like, we very selective. And I felt like when I was seeing your clips and stuff, already having conversations and stuff with you, is like, I'm like, when I seen you in the element, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, that's what made me reach out. Like, yo, come on down to the show. Like, it's time, because like you said, like I feel like you're natural and your perspective, and you're a woman, but you're not like the woman out here that's like extremely lacking accountability. And it's like, I don't know you personally. I don't know what goes on. Like, I don't know.
Strike two. I'm trying to tell you.
What? That's my strike?
That's strike two. Go
But
ahead.
I'm just
I hear
saying,
you
no,
out.
but I'm just saying, like, based on my perspective of it, I'm like, it should be a good additive to what we talk about. I feel like I like to bring women down here that got some sense.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So people saying you're a coach and all that, it just seemed like my analysis is accurate.
Guess who don't benefit though?
Oh shit! Here it comes. Who?
The me.
Oh, we got work to do.
My husband.
Oh,
I think he's stuck
smut
in
on him?
traffic or he in a marriage and he's trying to get out. Something's going on.
Oh,
He's not
wait.
around.
Hold the fuck up. That's a plot twist. That was funny.
I'm trying to gravitate him towards
All
me.
this work I'm doing and the person I
Oh,
want the benefit
shit.
ain't benefiting.
I was
I'm
like,
just
wait.
saying.
Oh, my
I had to
gosh.
get that out there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Trying to find the dots to connect there.
Because she took us to space.
Yeah. She's good.
It brought us back.
Yeah, she good.
You know, typically when they take you to space, you just lost. You're
Right.
like, fuck, you just let me out in space. That was clever. But
good.
no, I think that's another thing. I feel like the men that watch our platform are men that's looking to grow, develop. So you know, your target audience might be watching. So if we make you look good enough,
Ooh.
Not too much smut.
who much, you know what I mean? Not, you know what I mean? Say
I'm
no.
gonna give you 5 strikes because it just showed, but you just need to know you're at 3.
How I get the threat? We need to know
Yeah,
the
yeah, 3.
We need to know the barometer.
This girl
What am I
math.
doing? What is this? The math ain't math. I think I started at 2, but before the camera was rolling.
It's an
Shit, I
inside
feel
thing.
like-
It's only I know why
I
you
feel
got
like
3.
I feel like Q did something that got me my first strike. Like,
he got his own. He almost done. Him being a Cancer alone.
I'm at
took him
4?
off the map. You're done.
No, but all in all, so like let's talk though. You're a woman in the world. You know what I mean? I want to know your thoughts on women in the world right now.
I think that the women in the world are the reason I am still single.
So how are their behaviors affecting you?
Because the behaviors that they're displaying in the dating world, in relationships, I feel like they're taking the image of the good women that's out there, and men are assuming that we're all like that.
So wouldn't that make you stand out more if like you are like not like them?
Yeah, but if you got a guard up, it don't matter what it look like.
Who got the guard up?
Men.
Oh, you feel like men come into a guard.
The good men, yeah, I feel like they have guards up.
I mean, I wouldn't know like your experience, like so I don't know what is
And
a
that's why I
man's
was
guard.
like, in my experience.
Yeah, I would say what does a man's guard look like, so I could probably try to draw a correlation.
How can I put it? I want to put it in a way where I don't put my own personal stuff on
It's a
it.
safe space.
It's not a safe space.
How about this, Rico? While you think about that, what are some of your top qualities that you're looking for in this universe husband that you're trying to gravitate towards or attract towards?
I gotta hear the unguarded though.
First thing.
I said what she's
first,
thinking about
come,
if she
come back
hangs
to it.
together.
All right.
The first thing that I notice is the way a man communicates with me. I can't, just like most men don't like talking to airheads, or intelligent men don't like talking to airhead women. I don't want an airhead man. Like if we can't have a conversation about meaningful things, that's an automatic turn on for me.
Gotcha.
No, that's respect.
Yeah, so
That's the only thing on the list.
that's the.
Like most of y'all niggas dumb. Like
just
I
read the
can't
book.
find a smart
Yeah,
nigga.
read
Like,
cheating.
I
not
mean,
cheating.
that takes over so
Read the
much.
Art of Accountability. You know, read some books. You know what I mean? Watch this podcast.
Watch some
You understand? Expand your vocabulary, and you got to shout.
I would say another thing too. I've come in contact with masculine men, but for some reason, and I probably am about to be all over the place with this, but follow me.
Safe space.
I feel like I attract a lot of feminine men, and a lot of that is why I work on myself, because I feel like because I'm attracting these feminine men, it's because something I'm doing or not doing or saying. So that would be another thing I look for, is a man who is a man.
Yeah. So, question, real quick. What is masculine about you? Like, what would you say if there are any things like?
I think that I'm masculine just by default. Like life circumstances make me masculine because I do everything. I'm a single mother, so all the responsibilities are on my shoulders.
Right.
And much like men, I don't have that person to run to when I'm going through something, to cry to or to vent to. Is problem Ayana got us off.
Right.
So I feel like that, and it's been so long. So naturally, I'm just.
So when you come into a situation, what's being displayed, right? Because I feel like opposites legit attract, right? So it's like if you displaying the masculine qualities about yourself, you're naturally going to repel masculine men.
Okay.
Because we not about to fight with you
And I'm going to tell you.
for the role.
So that's my problem.
No, I respect that.
That's my problem.
So yeah, so that's what I said. What is being displayed? Because that'll tell you everything. Like if you were rushing to provide, right, then you're gonna attract a man that wants you to take care of him.
Yes, exactly, and that's exactly what I do.
you're a
I
trick?
I don't.
Sound like me.
So my pride is my issue too. My pride is so big and in the way of me finding what I
She's
want.
self-aware, ladies and gentlemen.
Because
Good.
let a man come in and say he gonna do this. I'm gonna look at him like, no, you're not. You're just talking shit. You're not gonna do this, or I could do this myself. Or I'm that way. I have to learn to shut up in that way.
So can
Did
you
she not read the 3 steps of the book?
Your
she didn't
3
read-
steps are BS. I just want you to know.
We'll unpack that.
You got your husband? I don't think so.
I don't have.
We're gonna unpack that. We're gonna unpack the 3 steps. But my question is, can you overcome yourself? Because it's not that you're not like the man ain't out there. You self-aware. So do you think that you can overcome yourself?
I absolutely think I can.
Will you?
I think that part of me comes out depending on a man, though. Like, if you're showing me certain things, like, I pay attention to patterns so much, even when I'm not even trying to.
Oh, so she's cute, sister.
So,
You had no
Everything
siblings.
don't need to be discussed.
You told me you had no siblings. The patterns. You got a
so
sister.
if you're doing or
something.
saying something, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. So there's a guy we started talking or whatever, and he would, from the beginning, first conversation where he's talking about he's taking care of his debt, basically being frugal. Now, I respect you trying to get your finances in order. My problem is, if you're just meeting me, that's telling me that you're training me not to ask you for shit. I feel like you're telling me,
Girl
and I'm
math
gonna
is a- I'm letting you
listen.
talk.
I feel like he's telling me that don't expect us to do this, that, and that. We're not gonna have that much fun. We're not going here. You're not getting this. Don't expect for me to be there if you need me. Now, that's the first day. Let's go on a month later. We only went on that initial date. We never went on a date after that. So all you did was back up everything you said. I'm not a priority to you, is how I see it. Because why did you stop dating me?
After a month,
Yeah.
So wait, real quick. So the first time he asked you to go on a date,
and he
and
explained.
he never just asked you again, though.
We
after
never
a
went
month?
out again.
But all right, so I'm just trying to draw more perspective, I guess,
Okay.
for more clarity. On the date, he identified the area, the season he in, and then he stood on the season he was in, and you felt like because y'all didn't go on another date that meant you wasn't a priority.
That's not just, he was constantly speaking about, all he wanted to do was work, right? Every day. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
He's
now.
at work
It's a safe space.
24/7, literally, because of what the job
It's
is.
a bad man here.
No, it's not. Because
horrible
I'm about
dude.
to let you see both sides, and I want to see if you still feel the same
all
way.
right, go.
So we went on one date. This is our first conversation. We had our first conversation. We went on a date that same night.
Yeah.
Okay. So from that
You're like,
conversation,
I don't have no time. This guy happened tonight.
so we went on that date. He talked about all the things he got to pay for, all the things he don't want to pay for in his own life.
Yeah, understood.
So I get that. Then we didn't go on a date. Now, you don't know me, and if you're telling me that you possibly want a future with me, why are you already up front telling me that you're not going to? Even another thing he did too, he was saying how he wanted to get a decrease his what was it? His car. Like, he wanted to get a different car. Refinance. Yes. No. I take that back. He had a BMW. He said he wants to get a Malibu. Downsize. Yes. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
All right.
Okay. Again, I respect what he's doing to better his life for later. My problem, again, is that you can do that without telling me. If I came to him and talked to him about how many bills I got to pay, and I can't get my hair done because I got to pay this, or my rent is late, he gonna run. He not gonna want me no more.
It's not the same. So
How?
because he ain't telling you with the expectation of you to help him. He's telling you with the expectation to understand the season he's in. Hold on. I'm just telling you from a man, from a woman. Like, if a woman come to me with all her problems, that's a pure indication that she wants help. If a man come to you with all of his problems, he's literally just venting to a woman he's interested in. And by him saying he wants a future with you,
Adding
he's
context.
letting you know in this particular day and time, don't judge my behavior because this is the season I'm in. So that when we get to the future, that's already handled. If he don't say that, he's misleading you and he's not informing you and allowing you to make an informed decision on if you want to thug that season out. And now this is where you like, well, do he not like me because we went on one date and he not telling me what's going on with him and he always working and I don't talk and I don't hear from him for 3 days. So he did, in my opinion, based on the context that I'm giving, what was supposed to be done by letting you know, look, I work 24/7. I'm not about to have this BMW that we just pulled up in. It's going to be a Malibu. I'm about to be paying all of my bills. We probably not going on that many dates right now because I got to take care of this amount of debt that I don't even want to handle. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
So let me ask you, should he be dating?
That's the thing. That's your choice at that point because he attempted to date in that season. And he gave you the opportunity to say
he thought you was that then in real time.
Like in real time,
can't miss out on
this nigga did some shit that most niggas would never do. He told you exactly what was going on in his real life without trying to make you think he had money. He was making you think he didn't play no games.
Okay, and that's fine, and that's why
you have the right to be like.
You got the right to be like, no, you ain't do nothing wrong.
No, I know, and that's why I say with the way I am, with me wanting and needing to know that I have that person to rely on.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong person for him because all he did was set me up to not feel like I could depend on him.
I'm gonna keep it a bean on. In reality, he actually showed you could depend on him because he let you know that he'll be honest and what he can and can't do. So you ain't expecting to depend on him in month 1 because you coming into a situation y'all don't know each other. It's fresh. Y'all probably didn't have sex after that night, so it's like this is just a get to know each other conversation. I'm telling you where I'm at in my life. You're telling me where you're at in your life. By him letting you know where he's at, that means you can rely on his information because he's going to say, yo, if I got you by Friday, then that means I actually have you because you already know that I got 10 things that's in front of what you just asked me. It don't mean don't call me. Every nigga is not trying to escape their responsibilities. The nigga that's trying to escape their responsibilities is going to be when you're presenting your responsibilities to him, he's presenting to you how he needs your help. He ain't going to tell you what he's going to take care of himself. He's going to be trying to figure out how you can help him. So it's just a difference. And it be those little thin lines that get misperceived that could be the difference between having a husband and having a fucking house husband.
Maybe that was a trauma response then.
It could have been, and that's fine because to me, based on what I'm receiving, I'm if a motherfucker on bullshit, I'm quick to call it like, no, that was some bullshit. No, it sound like based on the limited information that we have to go off in this conversation that he was trying to do the respectful thing.
And y'all both just were in compatibility
and that's
at y'all
fine.
seasons.
And that's not a problem because y'all can always revisit it, right? He can get himself together. Oh, he do that. Bro, I tried.
I'm sorry, I don't have that in me.
But
anymore.
let me just say this to you though.
Changed.
Let me say that to you. I respect that. Let me say that to you is like I get it. Like you want to make sure that a man reliable, but you won't know if a man reliable until you're in a predicament to have to rely on a person. If you got too much pride, you're never going to allow yourself to be in a predicament to rely on somebody because before you get in that predicament, you're going to tell yourself you don't have nobody, so you're going to perpetuate the cycle. The only way to lean on a man is to lean on him. Like you don't know how much he can handle until it's that time. We don't pray for those seasons on nobody, but I mean, it's seasons for everybody. Like you might be in a predicament where it's like, and let me just say this to the women out there in general, right? Because I want Justice and Yana, I feel like y'all all can understand this shit. A man's value is not determined by what you perceive it to be because your perception can be off. It's determined by how he's able to allocate it in your time of need. On Monday, you might need money. He might got that. On Tuesday, you might need advice. He can give that. On Wednesday, you might need it. It changes, right? So if you're just looking at the base profile of a man about, hey, I don't got enough money. What if I'm in a jam? You already predicting something that might never, ever happen. But this man might give you the best advice to make sure you never get in that jam. His advice might save your life. Might save your finances, might save your house. You feel what I'm saying? So I say that because most of the time, a man's finances is the least bit of value that he brings. It really comes down to the man's mindset, how he handle conflict, how he approach being a leader, how he handle you, then the money. Because you can have all of that in the man. And this doesn't mean that this man is broke. Because I think when you talk about a man's qualities outside of his money, they automatically assume that this man, he must be broke. No, it just means a man understand that money don't solve every problem, but I can. And that's what a good man gonna do is like, yo, it's been times like a girl might call you for money and you realize she don't even need money. She really just needed direction.
Yes.
Ask that nigga. It's like, no. It's like, no, but no, direction in the general though. Like, but like, I don't know. I respect the fact that you self-aware and acting on that because you knew she like, nope, not getting another chance out of me.
What I hear is the same way you keep trying to figure me out and unpack me.
It sounds like she needs it.
Yeah, I think she needs to be
Your
a reoccurring
brothers and sisters.
reoccurring guest because I'm unpacked in a line.
Q, you are her, but the male version.
I'm unpacked.
You said.
You think so?
I think just in that example of how you was just like you jumped to that conclusion, that's what he did. And that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Fair enough.
Fair
I'm
enough.
unpacked, but I hope you get to this season eventually.
So America, I'm still
I think
growing.
you can. I believe in you. But
I believe in Jan too.
See, I like you again.
Thank you. Yeah, take my shirt
Damn,
away.
you gotta just tell her what she wanna hear. She like you again. I'm about to start buttering her up too. The fuck, I like your hair.
Thank you.
Not a
Thank you,
strand
thank
sticking
you.
up. Like she made sure that shit was slayed.
Always, always.
Always. That's a shout out to the stylist. Make sure y'all get with her. Sit in her chair. She could be a therapist, a personal fitness trainer, and she can be a stylist. Look, 3-in-1. That's the package. That's why they call her Jan 3. Did I earn some points?
Got good.
All right, you got one down.
Bet. Back to the smut. So no, but all in all, I'm gonna just land it. I felt, oh yeah, I'm not all the way healed yet. I'm growing. I'm healing. Healing is not a destination. It's a journey. when new things happen, I uncover new things that I need to work on about myself. And when I get the new levels, guess what? I make new mistakes, and then I learn from that, and then I continue to grow. And I feel like as a parent, a 6-month mistake when your baby is 6 months, you don't know how to be a 3-year-old's parent. You know how to be a 5-year-old. You don't know. You don't have a 16-year-old. You don't know what it's like to pay for prom shit. And it's like, until we eclipse certain levels, so it's like you got to be okay with walking into something fresh, being willing to fuck up and being willing to learn from it. If you're unpacked and healed, then you're going to think there's no room for error, or no room for growth. And that leaves no room for error. So no, Q, we are on our healing journeys. Like, I'm still learning, even as a certified relationship coach, 2-time published author, a dad, almost 16 years. Like, I done helped millions of people, like, out in the world, thousands of people by way of personal experiences, and I'm still growing and developing. Just went to therapy. I'm schedule your session.
I receive everything you just said, but you know how, I'm into movies, and like, you might have heard of a character named Wolverine. You know, he got the healing power.
He sound familiar.
Yeah, like, he can heal.
Might have heard of him. Might have had a bout with him. Wolf versus Wolverine. We might have went at it before.
Yeah, you know, he can heal like instantly. So I understand everything you just said, but as I like go through different things and experiences, elevation, it's like, oh, some shit happens. It's like, oh, I'm healed. It's like, so then I get right back centered in the line. So that's my like.
Let's talk about, since I guess we in the dating realms or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about within dating experiences. Do you feel like, or even relationship, do you feel like after it's over, it was pointless?
So I used to believe that it was a waste of time, but now I don't. I feel like everything is a lesson and a learning experience.
She reads books, ladies.
I don't.
She watches
I want to, though. I really want to read.
I got some recommendations for you.
I have a list.
Oh, go through, buy the books.
No, I'm in school, so I'm reading in school. I'm writing papers.
Oh, all right.
So
I want to talk about we're gonna talk about some entrepreneurship shit too, because I know you had a salon before. I had a salon before. Maybe we can unpack our salon traumas.
You ask some question?
I was not throwing it to you.
Oh yeah,
Same question, I guess too.
Yeah, I'll tie together with another thought to that. The idea of like, couples therapy. Me and Wolf briefly spoke of that before, but the idea of like, even though he's such a big proponent of therapy, not so much with couples. And it's funny because actually, my homegirl, she goes to therapy with her partner, and it's been more and more on my mind. It's actually more of an attractive or idea of me to like go to couples therapy versus just solo therapy.
And I want to update my perspective. I think that I was hugely against it.
Right.
You know where my stance was at.
Yeah.
I will say I understand. And if I felt like it was worth it, like this is what has to be done, I would be probably open. But I still stand more against it than for it, but at the same time, for myself, not for the world, like do what works. But I think within like the last couple of days, I don't know, I was on a call, I think with my brother, my oldest brother, and he said something about it. Maybe I'll just like need like a mediator or some shit. And I'm just like, all right. But then I thought about it. I'm like, what would that look like? But I'm really a real huge proponent of self-work. And I feel like no amount of no therapy matters if you don't do the work. Therapy is not just a conversation. It's a form. It's a process, right? And it's like you have to do the work when you go into therapy, even as a couple. So if your therapist give you practices to do, hey, how don't you compliment your partner? Send 5 compliments a day, and you do the same. And y'all go home and y'all do none of the fucking practices. It's a waste of time.
Absolutely.
Or I'm really on the tip, like we should be able to have. I got my 4 agreements. Like there's a book called The 4 Agreements. I don't want y'all to confuse the two. My 4 agreements in a relationship is don't lie to me. No, first is don't think for me. Like, don't think for me. Like, I got to be able to think for myself. I don't want you assuming you know where I'm coming from. I don't want you to assume you know how I'm going to react based on past experiences. Let me reserve the right to grow and respond differently. I might have got mad 50 times, but on the 51st time, still present me the opportunity to grow, to learn, to be different as I want to do the same. The second is don't lie to me, right? Because lying to me is like utterly disrespectful, it's deceptive, it's cheating. I look at that as like the scum of the earth. You lying to me. So don't think for me, don't lie to me. My third is we handle everything in-house. Like, so that goes to the couples therapy. It's like, I feel like we should be able to communicate to a certain level to where though we handling our issues in-house. We don't got to run to this person, run to that person, run to this person, because we got to have a united front. Shit don't got to appear to be perfect, but it got to be solid. And I want y'all to understand the difference in the two. No relationship is perfect, but you want to have a solid relationship to where people don't feel like they can break it down. You want it to be impenetrable. You follow what I'm saying? Where like people understand, like, oh, that's a good couple. Of course, every couple go through shit, but you don't want it to be where people know where the chinks in the armor and like, oh, like that's like, you know, motherfucker, oh yeah, that window right there don't lock, so you can always go in that with. that's what happens when you take things, out how you will tell the therapist how you really feel, but you never said these things to your partner for them to be able to correct and rectify the behavior, which is why I told you to call your dad. You don't give a person an opportunity to grow, and you strip them of that if you don't communicate. Then last for me is stand on what you do. I don't do victim playing. It's like if you go out and you fuck off, or I go out, I fuck off, stand on that shit. Like, we can work it out or decide to work past it or get away from each other, whatever the situation is, whether you're being disrespectful, you're doing this, you lying. When that time comes, stand on it. Don't try to deflect and be like, oh, no, I did that because you did that. So my 4 agreements, I just stand is don't think for me, don't lie to me. We keep everything in your house and stand on what you do. And if those 4 things are intact in any relationship, my own included, in any situation, I feel like you got a solid foundation. So for me, going back to my 3rd agreement, which is keep everything in house, the therapy thing, I'm so against it because I feel like I would be offended if I'm sitting there and I'm just hearing about these things for the first time, and we could have talked. Even if we rode here together, we slept next to each other, and you waited till this person was here to say these things. And for me, it's just like, that's just a weakness. Even if it is a professional licensed therapist, they still a person that it just shows that we can't get it together. Now, we tried our way and it don't work. That's when I'm like, calling help. We tried it that way. We obviously need another perspective. Right. I can fuck with that.
How I look at it and envision it is the idea of, like, to her, pun intended, like a fitness journey. So it's like, yeah, sometimes you may need, like, if it's like break the glass emergency, you may need some shit like that where it's emergency. But at the end of the day, like, no, you probably need to get on a treadmill. Get on the bench press, whatever. So I look at it as like, oh, we just we may have some kinks, or we feel, oh, we could do things better. Like maybe we'll try some couples therapy, whatever. And how I envision is, nothing is necessarily revealed that's new, but it's once it's revealed or not revealed. Once it's presented, this third party can add another perspective that's not biased. We don't know either of these people, whatever. And they can say, hey, yeah, like, and I told my girl, I was like, yeah, like, how I see it happen, we ever do this, either this therapist is going to agree with everything I say, and you're going to just resent it and reject it because I'm going to be right, or and what's the other one? I'm going to be right.
So you're not wrong in neither idea. I was everybody to give me the counter.
No, I think I said, like, it makes. Oh, that's what I said. Either way, like one option is it's the greatest thing that ever happens. Oh shit, how she saw your perspective, how she presented this and made this point. Wow, greatest thing. We both agree. Great work. Or doesn't work at all. We stay exactly the same, and you reject it, resent it because she just agrees with me all the time. Because that's what's gonna happen. Because that's how I look at it. I'm not a person that thinks I'm perfect. I think we had enough conversations.
I don't think you think that.
Exactly. So many things that I say or think, I know that, I can see the other side of this. Like, I can get it. Where I think her situations where we disagree on things, she really don't be seeing it at all. So I feel like if it was a third party being like, no, this, I think it'll be interesting how she will receive it, though. Where I can see someone saying like, yeah, Q, I don't agree with that. I'd be like, okay.
So more times than not, you feel like they'll be able to help her digest what you're saying.
Right, and how she receives that will determine
because she's not emotionally attached to the person's perspective as she is to you, and it's not that whole back and forth rivalry going on. Whereas though, even if you are right, I'm not admitting that you're right because that makes me wrong, and you get a point on the board. I'm not giving you no points. Yeah, so I can see it being that, and even couples coaching or whatever. And I think that just having good, like, all right. So I guess for me, that's all right. Let me be careful, right? Because I do a lot of self work, right? A lot. Like we doing the fast right now. You're doing the journaling. I don't have to journal every day because that's just a regular practice that I do. Like, I naturally read, I do these things, but we're challenging each other to do things we don't normally do, right? So that's what makes it a challenge, right? But in a nutshell, I guess I gotta say, for the people out there, you do need coaching. You do need other perspective because you can't lean on your own understanding if you haven't gone to the depths in which I've went. I've read hundreds of books. I've wrote books. I've watched countless film and like different, not even films, but just like
not films, not films.
Yeah, that too. But I've done a lot of research. Right. I did go to school. I did get certified to be a coach. So I do it. Then I actually am actively in therapy doing the work. Right. So I guess for me, where I'm at in my development, it's why I have a certain perspective on it. But I also am a certified coach, and I help people every day who are misperceiving or, just haven't went there. So let me say this. I will be a proponent of couples therapy because you might need that third perspective because you are leaning on your own understanding. There's too much emotion involved, too much arguing, too much this. Y'all become each other's enemy. And you laying down with your enemy. And now, no matter how much right you are, you wrong because you just you.
But I see she's trying to get out of it. So, in your case, Miss, how do you feel about?
I'm glad you said the last thing you just said.
How do you feel about couples therapy? Do you see that something that would be valuable to you or useful or something to be like maybe an adjustment? Are you into therapy in general on the solo?
I'm all for therapy. I feel like is something that everyone should do, whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, whether you feel you're healed or you're unhealed. I feel
Why are
like
you looking at me when you say that?
She definitely swung. She swung her head.
Dang.
Like she did this. She
What's
said
wrong
like,
with
she
you?
feel like you healed or unhealed. But go ahead.
oh my goodness, no. But I do think that it's very healthy. Because let's say, for instance, I could feel like I'm healed today, but the slightest trigger can throw me all the way off. But if I'm in therapy and I have this person that could pretty much keep me on my toes and regulate my emotions, then that's a good way to help
So
me.
would you do that as a couple?
As a couple, yes.
Yeah, because like, you know, some people be largely with it, some people be largely against it because they feel like this therapist gonna take a side, and you know, once somebody has a favorite, it's like if you always wrong Q and there's a man, is you gonna fuck with it? Like, you follow what I'm saying? Would you like it in that regard? So it's a lot of components, but that's why I think individual therapy, like you said, because you don't know it's a trigger until you're triggered, and people they wonder why they get so anxious and so how you turn around and it's like you're triggered, and when she speak to regulating your emotions, like, you need to be able to do that. See, like, that's something that people don't understand. Like, you got to be three things: emotionally aware. You need to know how you feel. You need to know. You need to be emotionally intelligent. You know what you're feeling, and you need to be emotionally mature. You need to be able to regulate those emotions, because I can get mad. Don't mean I need to act out of my anger. You follow what I'm saying? So those three things is a result of doing personal development, and therapy is help for that, because you got somebody that don't know you. You got somebody that's not, you know, they're not in your life. So you can speak freely about the people you care about without it being a perspective that will carry on. And you can just unload it and give them everything that's on your mind. And then they can provide, if they're a good therapist, a framework, practices. Like, oh, you dealing with that? Oh, this is how you do. When this happen, when this come about, you know, this is how you offset that trigger. This is how you regulate this emotion. And you need that level of coaching, you know what I mean? Or therapy or whatever the case may be, so.
To slightly pivot, one time me and Wolf have a discussion, maybe you can chime in as a woman from your perspective, the idea of like liking versus attracted. And we was talking about if a girl may like you. He asked me, you think a girl like you, that type thing? No, I think she may be attracted to me, but I don't think she likes me. I feel like liking typically has like a connotation of like, not pursuit, but like in the back of her mind, maybe a pursuit or whatever. So do you have any type of experience or maybe input on that of like, and your travels of a man that you may see like, nah, he's attractive, Claire, but I may not like him. Or maybe you have a different understanding of the terminology in general.
So I could like someone as a friend. Like, you're a good person. It's hard for me to say that I dislike you. But being attracted, I feel like I could be attracted, like I said earlier, attracted to the way we converse. Like, you sound so intelligent, and the way your perspective on things and the way you think, I like that. That's attractive to me. The way you look physically is attractive, but I could like you and be very unattracted to you.
So either way.
She flipped the narrative.
Yeah.
She flipped it, but it's the same. Essentially. I was saying that, like, because we were talking about, can I speak freely on the matter?
Go for it.
I don't want to create any.
I'm an open book.
No, you're fine. You didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't say or do nothing wrong, but, you know, so basically, like, let's just say in thery, we were talking about.
It's too late.
This clip is going to say in theory.
Go ahead.
We'll cut all that out. No, all jokes aside.
If a girl you cool with likes you, yeah.
No, essentially, yeah, like, he said, like, attract, but I said admire. I said, so most of the time, because we were talking about, you know, when you're a highly successful man, you're intelligent, you know, he was saying, like, it's natural for a woman to be attracted to you. I mean, she like you. And I was like, I've learned to realize that sometimes they just admire you. Like, it ain't like or attract. It's just like they admire those qualities about you, and they might want it in a man they do like, or whatever the case may be. So, because, like, you know, our ego would like to tell us, like, yeah, like, every girl that show you admiration must be interested, and you might underlying think, oh, I could fuck her because she's showing interest. But as I matured, and it comes from owning hair salons and working with women and all of that, and coaching, to realize, like, some of the time they just admire you. Now, it could be either way. Like, sometimes it might be like, but I always put it in the admiration category unless it's something like blatantly displayed where I'm like,
pull her
nah,
titties out.
She on me. You follow what I'm saying? But I'm not like that. I don't take the hint and try to make it my way. Like, oh, this hint means she must be You follow what I'm saying? Because that's where I feel like women are delusional, but I feel like a lot of men can be delusional in that sense too. Like, you know, a chick just smile at us, feel like, oh yeah, she wanna fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all she had to do was say hi. Like, don't let her tell you, like, give you a compliment. You smell good, you look good or something.
No,
You
for
already
real.
thinking about what you finna be doing. Like,
I told
I'm
a girl
finna
that.
tear her insides up. Like,
That's horrible.
I told a girl
That's
that
true.
years ago. I'm like, yes, men are delusional for sure.
in that regard.
But
for sure.
I think to defend men is because that most women are used to being complimented.
No, so yeah,
where
that's a fact.
many men aren't.
Aren't, yeah,
Like,
that's a
so if a
fact.
girl say, "Oh my god, that's a nice haircut. You look nice today. You smell good, whatever." Like he can't help his
Real-
brain to be
yeah,
like.
fact. That definitely
Like,
is.
he's like, it's going whether
Yeah.
he act on or say anything, it went through his mind of like, can I fuck her? Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah,
Like, it went through his mind.
in
Like,
large part because we also know that they're not just walking up and complimenting just any nigga.
right.
So
Some
it's
very rare, like
very
half
rare,
percent
yeah.
of the world of women do that.
A woman
like,
is not giving out 25 compliments a day.
Yes.
A man on average is probably going to give out 25 compliments.
And now again, many men do that because they want to fuck people, whatever. But
100%.
also, a lot of men are raised to just be, oh no, like to compliment women.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just, like that's just how we raise, like make women feel good.
Yeah.
They're just, oh, your hair look nice, or you look nice. Like, so women aren't. Like
Yeah.
women are to go around just, oh yeah, like you look good today. It's like no,
Yeah. They think they
ain't.
did something. They tell a girl her hair look cute. Like, they besties now. No, let me stop. Let me chill.
So have you ever been through
Go
that
ahead.
where maybe a guy thought you liked him, or maybe he came at you in a certain way, and you like, nigga,
I wasn't on that.
she like, oh, it's yesterday.
You know what? This that is why. Okay, so not in the physical. I can't think of like in person a situation, but
Social media.
all that liking comments, thank you. Like I have manners, so I'm gonna say thank you if you compliment me.
No,
I'm gonna
you interested
acknowledge-
now? No.
Exactly. You like one thing. The messages is just a rolling and they talking to themselves. And I'm
Activated.
like, bro, all I did was acknowledge that you gave me a compliment. That's it.
No, that's not all you did. But
That-
you,
now
we,
I know.
we go together.
Now, yes.
And
now
it's
I
crazy
know.
because I understand that level of delusion, but I feel like as a man, it's like as you grow and like what you say, I forgot what term you saying, like episode.
I'm sorry. Can I cut you off? I don't think you understand that level of delusion. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. Okay.
Fight back.
I probably don't then. Talk to
So
me, 'cause
this
maybe
is how bad it
enlighten
is.
me.
So there's those guys that'll take that like and they might try to shoot their shot one
Just
time.
a little, just I'm just shooting.
But
I got to.
yes,
Soft launch.
Then
Still a basketball
there's
player.
those guys that after that, like, I get a good morning DM every day.
Yeah.
How's your day going in
Maybe
the
I
middle of
don't
the day? Can we go on a date? This is not one day. This is every day. Good morning. How you been?
Sicko.
Like it's weird. It's very,
What are you
very.
talking about?
Sicko mode activated.
It gets crazy. Okay, I hate it.
Man,
No, but
that's
it's funny
unfortunate.
because I feel like I don't know what, like if Q ever experienced that, but I experienced that like a lot. Like, you know what I mean? So I understand from the reverse perspective of how that looks and feels, especially if you give the slightest bit of reaction, engagement. But I would just encourage, it's y'all, like, it's weird because we men and we naturally hunters, but I feel like if y'all just like, I'm not saying like y'all should have to, but just if you do set a boundary, like I'm just not interested, like I think half of the men that's acting like that would, I ain't say all of them. Oh, that's Bethy?
Mm-hmm.
Want to let her make a feature? Go ahead, let's give her a cameo. Go ahead, you give it back.
Oh, speaker.
Oh, great girl.
What's
Hey,
up?
girl.
What's up, Bethy? What's up, Bethy?
Can you hear him? He said, "What's up, bestie?"
It's the wolf. What's up, Bethy? What's up, Nikki? Ned?
Is it still beef or no?
Don't Bethy? I'm addressing a situation. What you on the show right now too? You live. I'm just letting you know we wanted to feature you. So you hear it now. So let me just say this, man. Once I heard you had to work, I'm like, man, she might just go get them coins. I ain't finna fuck that up. Right. Yeah, so that's on me, man. That was on me. I wasn't trying to. And I've been on that. So it's good to meet you. Good to talk to you.
You too.
Yeah.
I told her that I like your show.
Yeah, I told her I'm coming on y'all's. Can I?
Right.
Is it can I come now?
Yes, you can come.
Oh, I appreciate that, Nikki Nick.
So we can bash you.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Smut waiting.
Oh, shit.
Wait.
Oh, you be chilling? She been getting on us since we started.
Absolutely.
I should have. We actually consulted and said we should have brought you.
Wrong pick. Yeah. Wrong pick.
We tried. We said, damn, maybe we should have brought the
Just
friend.
Damn. Okay. You're done.
Damn.
No, but
You're
we gonna
done.
tap in with you, Nick. We seen you calling her. We is in the middle of filming. Say what's up to the platform.
Going. Hey, platform.
Tell them where they can
Make sure
find
y'all
y'all
check
at.
out the open floor.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out the open floor, man. We're gonna make sure we plug that. Nikki and Yan. Yin and Yang, the bestie. Look at the picture. Ain't that cute?
Oh,
That's Bay.
All right, well, all right, I'll give it to you.
All right, I'll call you back. Bye.
you talking about you had a reverse happen. This and
No,
that.
I was just saying, so I could understand. I was gonna say setting a boundary or just kind of saying, like, I'm interested, but do you think that'll work?
Right.
Do you think like putting that
You
like
said half of right?
because because I feel like a lot of times women don't say nothing, and you can't be mad at a man for constantly hunting when you never told him that you were not on that. Because now if you tell him you're not interested and he still try, he has to accept his delusion.
I'm gonna be a feminist.
It's been a couple episodes, so you back. Go ahead.
Come on, let me hear you.
So I received you saying that's a valid point
I
that
just wanna
they could just say something. However, y'all niggas delusional. Y'all niggas is weird. Like this been happening since the beginning of time of social
100%.
media. Any nigga that even in texting, any nigga that's in text 1,000 times without a response on the other side of the screen. It's just it's the white side when it's not you. It's the clear side.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of clear
You blue.
messages. Yeah,
You
you
blue.
blue on your
You blue.
phone. It's just a bunch of blue. Like and nobody responded. Seek help.
Yes.
Go see Miss Rhonda there and get therapy.
Just come see the wolf. I got
Yeah,
you.
that's cool. Or my 3-step. Well, it don't apply to men, so
I'm
not
about to
my
say,
book,
nigga,
whatever.
what?
Relax.
Strike
relax. Go read Jan's book. Well, don't read her because you can try to
Drew
DM
would
her.
disregard that last statement.
Point is,
Drew
y'all
would
niggas is
disregard.
weird. Never in my life I didn't see.
Hey, yo.
Strike it. But point is, everybody done
Not
seen.
you still trying to make a point after that. We need a moment of silence.
You gotta recover.
Fight back. Q, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and because my man clearly drowning, so I'm gonna send him my life jacket. Read my book, and the reason being is because I understand that
Which
most
one?
men, either one, it don't
Okay,
matter.
cool.
Most
Right,
men don't have experience with women, and don't take that as a slight or a shot. Y'all
Please
don't
do.
understand how women function and operate, how they communicate. You get a woman to let her guard down when she feels safe. When you're continuously antagonizing her, that doesn't make her feel safe. It makes her put her guard even farther up, and she starts to look at you like a creep. There's a thin line between cute and creepy, and it's based on how they feel about you. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. If a guy they like show up to their job unannounced with flowers, he's the most thoughtful man in the world. If you, my friend, Mr. Blue, all blue text messages show up to their job with flowers, I'm like, this motherfucker's a creep, and I'm gonna restrain order on you. The way you are able to gauge where you fare at is the interest she gives you back. So if she gives you no interest back, that means you're probably on the creep side of things. It does
Let
not
it go.
mean she's playing hard to get. It doesn't mean that, you just, because, and if you're trying on the internet, I don't fuck with the internet because they gotta be able to feel your energy is a lot. Like you up against 3,000 would-be whoever's, right? But they can't deny the energy that they feel in person because most of the time people think that people are attracted to physicality. No, they're attracted to energy. That's why she said, oh, if I hear how you talk and you sound intelligent and intellectual, that'll kind of attract me because it's an energy thing, it's an aura. And the only way they can feel your energy and your aura is in person.
Yes.
So you want to meet this woman, put your energy on her, and then give her the amount of attention you have free. Not make it look like you just on something, I'm super available, I'm on your time, I'm on whatever, because again, they want to be pursued, not chased. That feels a lot like a chase to them, and that's not safe because if a dog is chasing after you, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna run. So you're running her away by chasing her. Just pursue her. Put that energy on her, let her feel your ghost. If she fucking with you, she fucking with you. If she not, maybe her friend will.
True story. Absolutely.
And-
Boy, good.
And women do need to speak up. I will
fair.
say that.
I just be asking because I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's like the blue, all the blues to your point is correct. Like if you 7-8 blue messages, because I'm not the 2 text guy. Like I'm like it's there whenever you want to pick up this message, whatever.
Yeah.
It's there.
I got a rule too. I'll give you 2. Like maybe like a few days later, you was busy. After that, it's over.
Or
I'm
no,
done.
but I'll call.
That's fair.
If I don't get the text back, because something could be wrong, whatever. If I don't get the answer, I call and I double text. I get the point.
yeah, that's fine.
I am not the guy that has ever had to be blocked.
Facts.
Never. It was like never like let me escape this man. I'm blocking him.
Facts.
It's like, girl, you don't gotta change your number. You will not hear from me. Like you do not have to worry about it. You don't have to unfollow me. I'm not about to act weird. I get it. Don't worry about it. You're like, you know what I'm saying?
Totally
like you
fine.
just go ahead and live. You say what?
Totally fine.
Yeah, totally. Like it's cool. Like they like the extra shit. I had to block him. No, you didn't. That made you feel good. I was never going to call you anyway.
Definitely make you feel good.
Yeah. You was scared that you was going to call me. Fuck out of here.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I know what the fuck really going on. I got blocked not because I was contacting. And you need to justify why I'm not texting you. Because if I don't text and you're not blocked, you know, like, man, this nigga really not fucking with me. But if I'm blocked, you're like, maybe he text. And I'm gonna say, let me take him off for an hour to see. Let me text him and see. Like, I'm gonna say my phone was there. Y'all girls play too many fucking
That's why
games.
I don't block no more. I be trying to test my own self control.
Oh, that's respect.
You be failing?
I used to. I don't feel any. I mean, I'm gonna bite the block, but yeah, no,
She
I'm,
made
I'm
it
much,
clear that her
I'm much
husband
better.
is in traffic somewhere. Too.
Yeah, he's
That
in
was
traffic.
funny. I can't like that was a
He's
good
trying to
one.
find me. He's lost.
I respect it. Side note, pivot real quick. I hear oftentimes women say like they miss being a kid, and the idea. So I'll bring it to the floor of like, are there certain things that you miss about being a child, or it just in the past, or things that you know, whether you like, I wish I could do it again, or I would do this differently. Anything you reflect on the back on like that?
Everything that I'm doing now wasn't my responsibility when I was a kid. I want my mom to pay them bills. I want my dad to take me to get my hair done. I don't want to do this.
Respect.
That's
ladies and
it.
gentlemen.
I think it's okay. I feel like because you know women. As it should, in society, they like being taken care of. So now when they have to do it as an
I'm
adult.
sorry, can I stop you?
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't all want to be taken care of. Yes, we want to know that that person is there to take care of things. Well, I'll speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a team player. So I'm never going to be the one sitting home. I'm a housewife and I'm just receiving everything from my man. And I'm cleaning and cook. I'm going to do all those things, but I have to always have my own means to make my own money because more than likely whoever I meet, well, no, definitely whoever I meet is going to be outside of my children's father.
Right.
And God forbid, I'm not leaving me and my kids' life in that man's hands. So if he decides to leave today or tomorrow, who going to take care of these kids?
I got you. I totally understand. Real quick, I totally understand that, and it's more so I look at it as I might have misspoke, but I mean look at it as like a spectrum. Some women maybe want the 10 package of like I don't want to do shit, I'm gonna sit feet up and do whatever, and some,
Dangle 'em.
yeah, for sure, like dangle.
Swing
But-
your
Pride.
feet. Give us a swing 'em.
My pride to come in.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead,
some maybe
continue.
want like team player, but I think the average woman in society, they definitely would like, no, you do most of the stuff though. Even if it's like very slight, you do most of the stuff, and that's fine. You like some type of idea of being taken care of, which is fine. Where men, we understand that it don't really work that way for us. So no matter what, if you don't take care of yourself and your responsibilities, you just bum ass niggas, so you gotta do it, whatever. So my point is though, I feel like I understand that, and I don't want to pay these bills and shit like that, whatever. But I don't really have those thoughts, and I don't think many men do because it is what it is. I just kind of got to do it type shit. Whatever. I miss more so about my childhood or being a kid, about how things were in my childhood, not like to relive it or do it again. It's like, no, I'm actually totally fine now, and I look to improve in certain things, but like to go backwards, but yeah, I like when my mom used to kind of run everything. It's like, I don't. Like, I don't want to go back to that for real. Like.
But no, but I think so to tie the point on what both of y'all are saying, and she said like 3 things that I was like wanted to chime in and add perspective to. One being like you said something that was key. You was like, oh, I'm not gonna leave even if you're gonna meet a man, you ain't gonna leave your kid's life in his hand, right? I understand that, right? But I feel like that is like generationally taught to our women. And I never just say our women, but I got to because I had a mom and I had sisters and I watched her teach them that. And I feel like that is that's where the lack of trust for a man comes in at. Because you actually should be able to do that. And I would even advocate to say you're supposed to, right? Because like when I was in my relationship, it's like a situation where it's like, all right, cool. Like this kid is my kid too. You is supposed to be able to lean on me. You is supposed, like even so much so to the point where like, I'm like, I don't do the child support thing. No, like I support this child while this child is under my roof because that's my responsibility to do so. So it's like, if I can't do that, then I'm not fulfilling all of my responsibilities as a man. I want to be leaned on. That's not like, oh, sit home, don't have no money. Because I feel like a woman should work for what she want, and a man should provide what she need.
Right.
So it's like, if you just want some new shoes, I don't have to get you some new shoes, but I do have to pay these bills. Like I do have to make sure your livelihood, your well-being, that you're safe, all of those things is taken care of. But as far as then you want a bag, you want to travel, you want to do those things, you can work and say, all right, well, he paid all the bills, I want to pay for the trip because that's what I want to do. It's no different when you a kid and your mom pay all the bills and all that, and she get you all the stuff you need, but you can go cut grass or shovel snow or whatever you got to do to get the things you want. She might not want to buy you a new pair of Jordans as a boy. You feel what I'm saying? She might not want to buy. Your dad might not want to get your hair done at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? He might be like, I'll talk about that. I got a big perspective on paying to get my daughter's hair done because there's a bill. It's my bill, and I'm talking about that. But just giving all the way to perspective is like, I feel like you actually should be able to lean on a man for that. It's like a man shouldn't leverage that, but a woman should acknowledge and appreciate that. If you want to work, just so I feel like you should, because it's like a weird thing. Like, I understand, I'm like, yo, like, the security aspect of having your own money just in case, whatever, I feel like you should burn the ships and just be all in. And that's what the old relationships used to give. Like, we all in 25 years, 30 years, up, down, all through the seasons. But it's like, if you got an income and then you like, all right, but you shouldn't have an exit strategy with that income. Like, all right, well, this shit look like this.
It's
I'm
not
doing
really
that.
an
No,
exit
not you. I'm
strategy.
still speaking
Okay.
to people. But I was just expounding on it because, again, it's like, I feel like that's like the whole women feel like, I want to rely on a man, but then again, I don't want to rely on a man. So it's like, well, which one is it? Because you say you want a masculine man that provide, but this is how we come. Like, we come with saying like, yo, put all of that shit on me and figure out what you want to do with your time. But I feel like as a man, you got to make a woman's time still be valuably applicable to the situation, so they know as a team player that what they do matter. So cooking, cleaning, that shit matter if it's in the program, as well as if a man comes short and you got the rest, that matters. So it's like, if you could find individual happiness within the relationship, I feel like relationships will last more. What tends to happen is to be all or nothing. Like you were saying, like the women want to be all the way taken care of, and then they lose themselves in that situation, don't have nothing going on, and they completely up the nigga ass, pause. Everything he got going on, they want to know, where you at? What you doing? Why you doing this? Who that? What did it? Can I have this? Can I get in the lounge? Can I have that? And now the nigga's overwhelmed. He's like, yo, like, go fucking join a fucking yoga class. Like, go the fuck out with your girlfriend. What is you on?
That's why I got
And then
work.
you got the other ones where, they super miss independent, and it's like, I don't need, nah. And it's like, now you almost stepping in the way of a man. When they say let a man be a man, it's not saying like allow him to be a man. We men, like, what the fuck? Like, as long as this thing swing, I'm gonna be a man. It's like, I'm a man. You can't say allow a man to be a man, but it's like, when they say allow a man to be a man, it's more so like they say allow a chef to cook. Allow the driver to drive. Meaning like don't be a passenger seat driver. Let the motherfucker with the hands on the steering wheel, let the motherfucker prepare the meal, let the motherfucker do what they supposed to do. If a nigga if women say, oh, he ain't take the trash out the way I like, I start taking it out. Okay, well, that's why he don't take the trash out. He ain't paid on Friday, I paid it on Friday. Okay, well, that's why he didn't pay it on Friday. It's like, you gotta sit there and allow a man to fuck up so he can know he fucking up. Like, when I'm late, Q ain't about to keep calling me, yo, you on time? He just gonna bring it up and say, yo, sir, you're late. And that's him holding me accountable. So that's the advice that I would give. But I'll land a plane in that regard. It was something else she said, but it'll come back to me.
She said she don't want to pay no bills.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my mom.
no, but I don't think you're wrong for that. But I think that if you're really a team player is fulfilling what need to be done,
Right.
And you got to be able to be a transformer, as we often say. It's like,
Right.
what does that look like? 1 month it might be paying some bread, but the next month it might just be cooking and shit. What else would you do outside of that if you didn't have the stress and the responsibility of, men, I guess? Because I will say it is our responsibility to provide, but I think women should provide in a different way. It don't got to be financially. I think you should provide peace. I think you should provide support. I think you should provide encouragement. I think you should provide reassurance,
Silence.
acknowledgement, appreciation. You follow what I'm saying? I think that women should provide those things while the man is providing and protecting. And I think men, in a protecting sense, it's not always just a physical protection. I often say you got to protect the woman from herself and her overthinking. You got to protect the woman from the outside world and your actions and your behaviors and the things that you do. It's so many different ways. You got to protect your family by not being out in the way, like, by being the best version of yourself, by being present. Those are things that also qualify as protection. You know what I'm saying? On top of the physical. So, why say you want that type of situation, but at the same time you're like, what makes you uncomfortable with putting your all into trusting the man to do for you and your kids?
Okay, so I don't have a problem with putting that trust in him. What I was saying was, if for any reason we break up and he leaves, he don't have that obligation to take care of me and my kids anymore.
That's a fact.
So if I'm the type of woman who, for all those years with him, I sat home and I did absolutely nothing with my time, which will lead me to my next thing. If I did nothing with my time, then me and my kids just looking at each other like, who gonna pay these bills?
Right.
How we gonna eat?
No, that's a fact.
So it's literally starting over. I feel like in those situations, when you're in a relationship with someone and your man is being a man, as the woman, if he's telling you, babe, you don't have to work, or if he's telling you don't have to work as much, you should use that time to take up some type of studies.
Facts.
You should have some type of skills.
Facts.
You should be ready to fall in line if for any reason he get injured, he can't bring the money
that's
in.
a fact.
Like, you should just automatically be ready to jump in whenever you have to. And I feel like that's what I meant too when I said I'm a team player. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and totally let all of our life situations weigh on him, and I'm just sitting here just waiting and still gonna ask for this next bag. No. What do we have to do to move forward.
No, facts. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And to answer Q question about the whole, I feel like
Just being a kid.
yeah, miss being a kid. So to your point, definitely miss the culture of being a kid. Like not the hierarchy.
Right.
When
I have
was
an
in
answer
my-
for that too.
I do miss that, but because she did make a point of like, going back to being taken care of, I feel like that's the dynamic. Like as men, we already as kids get taught about responsibilities. Like we are taught, we coming into the world that you're supposed to do that, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. And I feel like whereas though, they get pampered, not in a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. When they get older and then for whatever reason they end up, you got kids, now the guy done disappeared. Now you got responsibilities. It's like, that's like the stress that you got to now deal with. Is like really you just want to go back to not having those worries. And it's like we've been prepping our whole lives for that, but we supposed to embark on that journey to do that because this is why we've been in training. So it is why it's natural to you. You just say like, yeah, I just pay the bill. Like that's just something I got to do because you were taught to do that. Whereas though in the reverse, we was always taught to, make sure your sister okay or don't let nobody hurt your sister. Like even when you think about when you were a kid and somebody talk about your mom, you ready to fight. It's a form of protection. Somebody talk about your dad, it's like you're not really ready to fight behind your dad. You like, you feel me? It's like, but your little sister, like you might fight for your little brother, but in reality, you might just watch him fight.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna make sure y'all don't jump him. But somebody play with your sister, she gonna call her brother. So we already was kind of like, this is just natural how it's supposed to be. And I like that she said she missed getting taken care of because that's what has got lost in society. Women wanting to be without responsibilities. Now I'm not talking about the household responsibility because
Right.
the only difference between being a child and an adult for a woman, in my opinion, is the fact that when you're a child, you can get taken care of for nothing.
Right.
As a grown-ass woman, no, you can't get taken care of for nothing. But the value you add don't have to be matching the finances.
Right.
It could just be, if you're a team player, making sure this man is in the best possible predicament to perform the best. And if he's the team player, he's going to make sure you're in the best possible predicament so that if anything ever happened to him, you cool. Because when we really love a woman, we protect them. And protection is not always physical. It's protecting their future, protecting everything in that regard. Whereas like, I'm going to make sure that they cool for 6 months if I lose my job. I'm going to make sure that if we don't work, I make sure I help her get her own place so she not out on her face. Even unless you cheat. Like if you cheat, yeah, you're done. Figure it out. That's that nigga. But if it's just like it didn't work type situation, most men, if they really love you, they'll make sure that you got what you need.
For sure.
And they not, because my step pop, him and my mom broke up. He never stopped being my step pop. Like, he never stopped. It was just like, he stayed the man of my life. Then they got back together, all that. But it was a blessing because, some niggas are like, fuck you and them kids. So, I think because I was raised with that type of male example, that's probably why I see it like that. Whereas like, nah, like if you shouldn't have to go back to zero. But I guess essentially it is zero because you'll be without a man and you still got to, even if you pay for 6 months, you still got to pay the 7
Figure it
Yeah.
out. You said you had an answer to
for the
that
kid
answer?
shit.
The kids stuff, yeah. So I don't want to pay bills, but
I respect it.
I'm not afraid of responsibilities though. I don't mind. It's when they feel like I'm the warrior that I didn't ask to be that it becomes a problem. Like I said, I'll pay you, but why it gotta be so much or why it gotta be so many? Like that's that's my
You said, God,
problem.
I did not sign up to be a soldier.
Right, like that's it. But what I will say is, I do miss. So like, as far as what I do now, I feel like growing up, I always wanted to perform, act, sing, dance, stuff like that. I feel like all my life I've been working in healthcare, thinking that was like security, but I'm realizing that now I'm doing what I originally wanted to do as a kid, and with my podcast and just putting myself out there. Period. I feel like that was always what I wanted to do. So I wish I would have never forgot that as a kid. I feel like I would have been where I wanted to be sooner, but not really because I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Because you kind of went with the security.
Exactly.
And now you kind of going with the freedom of like just like experiencing life in a way that make you fulfilled.
Yes, doing what make me feel good.
Yeah,
feel like I'm
I
doing
encourage
what I'm
everybody to do that for like men too. Like kind of get back to, because believe it or not, we was always who we were going to be. We just refined ourselves and grew and shed some layers and learned some things and different stuff like that. So it's like by us already knowing that if you can return to what your child, even if it's not, it could be a form of it. Like, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a teacher. I do all of those things in theory. I don't have to practice law to have a debate or whatever, or to prove my case, right? I don't have to be an actual educator to educate the world. So I agree with you. Like I'm still doing what I wanted to do. And it's just not the way I imagined it, but it's actually better. So, I think
it's a
that's
sage thing.
yeah, for sure. So, you see, Team Sag, But it was something else that I was gonna say. Damn, I felt like it was in regard to the responsibilities thing. But whatever, I reserve the right for if it come back up, I'll mention
I'm
it.
gonna say on the back end before we land the plane is like I appreciate what you say in that regard to like in as you age and kind of making sure you're in alignment with what is most fulfilling to you, for you as well. Well, like the idea of like, do you like how you're aging? You can also maybe add to that as well. Like, do you like how you're aging, how your trajectory, your direction, your inner peace, your inner growth, just where you at mentally, emotionally? Is that like, because again, you can look back on the past, oh yeah, I liked how that was, I didn't pay bills, and this how it was. But again, fortunately, we continue to get older or whatever. So what are your thoughts on that as you continue to be like, yeah, this is what I used to always do performing arts. I want to continue doing this, and I like how this is going, and maybe I can learn more about it, refine myself. What is your thoughts on that as we get older?
As I get older, I realize that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, mentally, professionally. I feel like I'm doing what I need to do to better myself. That's why I said, I constantly am a student when it comes to business, and then I'm also a student literally in school. So, and my major is business. So I feel good about the growth and the path I'm taking. And I know that my story later for this journey is going to be one for the books. Because when I tell you, okay,
Write the book.
The journey.
Yeah, to call it the journey.
The journey.
The journey to
I
Yon.
tell you, I feel like that really is the best part. Like, even though it's hard, the journey really is the best part of everything. Not even getting to the
I got
goal.
a title for you. You could call it Beyond Me. And it's a
Oh,
triple entendre.
Boy, good.
Yeah. It's my manager.
The percentage, everything he said. Every thought he has a percentage.
But to piggyback, I feel like the same. I feel like I'm just happy with my growth and my development. I have no regrets on anything I've endured, even if I didn't like it in the time that I had to endure it. I accept everything that I had to overcome to become who I am today, and I'm super grateful. I'm not the person I used to be. My mind is different. My thoughts is different. How I act is different. How I react is different. What I want is different. But ultimately, at this particular time in my life, I do feel like, because I feel like life really is chapters. And I feel like the chapter I'm in is the chapter I want to be in. And even the chapter I was just in, that was the chapter I wanted to be in. And I feel like, if you live your life like it's a book and you writing a story, because we are the author of our books, that's like, governed by God, of course. I feel like, you can always, like, people look at the ending of a chapter like it's a catastrophe, and I just be excited for what's new. Like, that's the sad in me, the fresh start of like, all right, damn, I am leaving high school, but what's college about to be about? And I'm going to find my way through that. And, yeah, man, with, like, being younger, I knew I wanted to be something, like, because at one point I felt invisible, you know what I mean? So I always knew that I wanted to be something. And as then a career path started to shape itself after I started going through grade school, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be this, I want to be that. And like I said, I didn't take the conventional approach, but I'm still wildly successful. You know what I mean? I didn't graduate college, but I'm still top of my class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm highly respected and regarded by the people I went to college with, the people I went to high school with. Since my mom loved what I do and she respect me, my family that can acknowledge it. And I just be looking at it like, damn, that little nigga from down low again. Like, look what he grew up to be. Like, you feel me? The same little nigga that, you know what I mean? Like, all of that. So, yeah, and niggas don't know. People don't know how much growth I endured. Like, really, like, being really involved in the stuff that, you know what I mean? Like, this was like a full 180, and it's not easy. People often just look at it and they think, like, they see that they're not able to make the change, and they could commend me for it, but they really don't understand the amount of strife and the amount of resistance and the amount of internal battles you fight to become the version of yourself that you are. And people think you just get on these pods and you just talk and you just be like, you just speaking because it sound good, and it just be like, y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all don't understand. So what about you?
Yeah, I'll answer with like this type of thought, where it's like everything you said, I agree, understand, and I truly like who I am now. I truly like the direction.
I
I'm
fuck
going.
with this version of you. 2015 Q.
Fair. I truly like who I am now. I like the direction I'm going, and I think that's something that everybody should at least ask themselves and sit with the answer. Like, do you like who you are? Do you like
real,
what you're doing?
No, that's real.
Do you like the things that's around you?
Yeah.
And whatever the answer to that is, make a change about it.
No, that's real.
And it's okay. It's okay to answer is no.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, it's okay to just course correct, assess it, reanalyze what's going on, whatever, and figure it out, whatever. And it's okay if you don't know. But if you do, if you're fortunate to say, no, I do love myself, I do like what I'm doing, I like where I'm headed, I like everything, whatever, that's a good place to be in, and hopefully you continue that momentum, and that's where I'm at with it.
No, that's a fact. And I think that could become our final thoughts for this particular episode. You know what I mean? We got a ritual or that we do at the end. We always say, we gotta have you back.
Yes.
Nobody has been back, but we tell
No one
everybody,
has been back.
We gotta
yes.
have you back.
I have to come back.
We
I
mean
want to
it
come back.
We mean it this time.
I feel like the conversation I want to have, we ain't had yet.
Then we gotta bring her back.
Yeah.
We ain't get into the nitty
Did I
gritty.
end up with 5 strikes?
You're a Cancer.
Jesus Christ.
Q is fuck you at this point. I'm not even giving her the power to tell me how many strikes I got. I do not acknowledge your authority. Fuck out of
I
here.
know you good. My son a Cancer, so but
Damn,
that's
she
only
don't fuck with her
because
son.
he's mine.
Like,
I love him, but y'all outsiders are different.
Yo. No, but honestly though, I do feel like there's a lot we could have unpacked, and I just,
Always.
yeah, like no, but I truly, genuinely feel like it was things that I was trying to think of through the dialogue, but I do feel like we could do this again, or we'll just pop up on y'all show and
no
we'll let y'all.
announcement, no planner.
Yeah, we'll just pop up at
Period.
Nikki crib or whoever crib is being shot at, and we'll be there, and we'll bring our own blankets.
We
and
won't,
pillows.
we won't tell the calls. She was like, "Damn, I ain't invited to my own show." It's like,
Just be us three on our couch.
Definitely bring the blanket.
Definitely bring my own fucking blanket, my own pillows. No, but we got to do this again. Audience, as always, man, I hope y'all learned something. I never like to leave y'all on a cliff, but at the same time, y'all know we like to leave y'all on a cliff. So, we'll pick up where we did. And if y'all got any suggestions, any topics, any questions, feel free to hit us up. Feel free to ask. You already know we just want y'all to get 1% better. We are not perfect human beings on this platform. We are people that are perfectly doing the work. And even when you're perfectly doing the work, and that's perfectly fine, it's going to be imperfect. You know what I mean? So just keep that in y'all mind as y'all think, as y'all operate. Just try to become 1% better. Q asked a viable question. Are you happy with who you are today? That's like the premise of my book, The Art of Accountability. It's about looking in the mirror and self-reflecting. If you ain't who you are, if you're not where you want to be, if you're not doing what you love, then it's time to self-assess and redirect. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. You could have been doing something for 20 years. Your title is not who you are. Your energy, your purpose is who you are. And sometimes you got to internally do that cleaning to figure out, like, damn, you know what? I need to be doing more of this because this fulfills me. And that's perfectly fine no matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or whatever that age is. It's never too late. So, Q, I really do want to tell you I value that question. It was good. It's one of your better ones. Definitely. You got some good questions, so I'll give you that.
Appreciate
But we want y'all to get 1% better, and we also want to grow. So as y'all let people know, we continue to grow. So don't gatekeep this information. Please share it out. You already know where y'all can follow me at WFWSC. Where can they follow our guest, Jan?
They can follow me at 3_Yan3. And you can follow my podcast, the Open Floor Podcast, on Instagram, and the Open Floor Podcast ×2 on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Q, where can they find you at?
Right on Q Live, as in the right side on QUE Live. Right on Q Live.
Yeah, y'all already know, man. Subscribe to the channel, WUF Network on YouTube. Download the podcast on Apple, Spotify, and everything else, the WUF Has Spoken podcast. And anywhere you can find us, subscribe, like, follow the network page on Instagram at WUF Network at Instagram. I'm talking about Instagram. At Instagram, WUFNetwork.WSC. And make sure y'all stay tuned in until next time. Do what y'all got to do. Work on yourselves. Become better. You don't got to be perfect. Don't worry about being judged. Don't judge yourself. Love yourself. And everything come together, man. Let's get it, man. The WUF Has Spoken. We out.